Hello and welcome to this part one of this video. So in the previous video, I showed how to add some calculated columns and measures to the production data table. And so I've created two cards here, one for average defect rate and the other for total output based on the production data table. Okay, so just following through on the instructions, we were supposed to create some KPI cards for total output and average defect rate, which we've done. And then there's another one. We're supposed to add a line chart for daily output trend, date on the x-axis, and output quantity on the y. And then add shift as a legend to compare the shifts. So I'm going to do that next. I already did that here, but I'm just going to replicate it so that you see how I went about it. So line chart. I click on this, it's added it, and I want the date on the x-axis. I think what I did was I added the date, and then there was some, let's see, it was the date on the x-axis and the output quantity on the y, but what happened was, let's see what happens when I put output quantity on the y. So you can see that I just paused 1 point, so I had to get rid of the year, the quarter, and the month. So it's rather because the data is like daily data. So if you try to plot by year, you might not get many points because it's just one year and all the data has been in a few days. So obviously if you had two or 3 years of data that way, you might not need to narrow it down to days. But here's the case. I have just a few days of data. So it's just a uh, sample data, but the real data in the factory, I'm sure you'll have much more data than this sample data set has. So this is just for illustration purposes. So the next thing, after adding the line chart, is to add shift. For this line chart, we'll add shift as the legend to compare the shifts. Okay, so right now we have all the shifts combined, but we want to see if there's any difference between the shifts in terms of production. So with the line chart selected, there's shift here, and there's a legend here. So I'm going to drag shift to the legend. And now it's giving me different graphs for each shift. Okay, so morning, afternoon, night shift. And so I think what I did was I wanted the okay, you can position the legend wherever you want and style it however you want it. So obviously once you've created your visual, there are various formatting options and various styling options, but I'm just going to keep it the way it is right now and just focus on adding the visuals for now, and then I'll come back to the styling and making this look nicer. So the next item after the line chart is a clustered column chart with defect rate by line. So clustered column chart, production line is on the x-axis, defect rate is on the y, and I want to make it the average defect rate. So I go back here and I look for my clustered column chart. Where's that? I think it's clustered column chart, this one. Okay, so you can position it wherever you want. It's up to you how you position your stuff and make it look nice, but I'm just using some uh just placing it wherever wherever it fits. Okay, so we want that in the cluster this clustered column chart, we want the factor rate and production line. So production line on the x-axis, on the axis of value is the defect rate. So production line and defect rate. So with the chart selected, I look for production line, and then I put the defect rate, which we calculated. I think it might be what we're calling average defect rate here. Okay, so average defect rate by production line. And yeah, let me see how it compares to the other one. This one, okay, it looks like it. Okay, so average defect rate by production line, and then there are two more visuals, the table and the total output by production line. Okay, so let me do total output by production line next. And so here, obviously, if you want to make good use of your space, you have to think about how to size each of these, where to place them, and all that. But the focus here is just to add the visuals. So the next one can fit down here. So the instructions say that we added a cluster column chart. So we needed two clustered column charts, right? One is for the average defect rate, the other is for total output. So total output versus production line. So let me add another clustered column chart here. And this one will have production line and total output. So I have total output here on the Y, and then the production line and the X. Okay, so that's the second clustered column chart. And then the final, well, of these visuals, but they're going to be slices. So the final visual is the table. I think it's a matrix. And so matrix, we want a matrix supervisor production line as rows and shift as column. So I'm going to add the matrix next. And the matrix, oh, okay, I got to add it from here. Right. Okay. And so I want the rows to be supervisor and production line. So supervisor here, production line there. And then the column for the matrix. Okay, so supervisor and production line, the shift column, and output quantity and defective units as values. Shift is the column, output quantity and defective units as values. So I go here and add shift to the column of the matrix, and then output quantity and defective units as values. So values here, defective units, output quantity should go above that. So that's my matrix and output quantity and defective units. And then we need to add slices. Okay, so we need to add slices to complete our visual. I'm just going to add a certain style. So if you look here, I have in the view tab, I think I'm using, I imported, I gave you the theme. So in the view tab here, you can browse for themes, or you can customize the current theme, or look for one from the theme gallery. So obviously, browse for themes here. You're going to browse for themes that are not part of the gallery. So in the folder, I think I created a theme called UserBrowse Custom Theme, which I shared with you. So this is the one that I'm using. So if I click on it, I can apply that theme to this project here. Okay, so it's already been applied to this one. I'm going to apply to this new project. By going to view here. But obviously you can create your own theme, add your own styling. I'm just making your life a little easier by giving you the one that I already created, but feel free to create your own custom theme. And so you can see that I just applied it actually. So let me see. Hold on. Oh, not yet. Okay, not yet. Not to this one though. So it's applied to the previous one, and I'm going to apply it to this new one by going here and saying browse for themes. And I already applied some styles to it. So I just added here to this new project. And that's a quick way to apply some styling to it. Obviously, you can apply your own custom styles, but you can see that it applied the theme, some of the theme styles to this. So we'll continue styling this in the next video, but that's how you add a custom theme. You can choose to customize it, customize current theme. And then under the customization, there are some colors. You can specify the text colors, the visual colors, page colors, filter pane colors. You can customize this all you want. So in the instructions, I gave you some colors that you could try, but feel free to customize it however else you want. It's up to you to make it as nice as you want it. But that's this. So in the next video, I'll add the slices and finish up this dashboard, and then I'll go to part two. So yeah, that's it for this video. So stay tuned, and I will see you in the next video.